Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Chris here, Real Estate Blitz, and today I'm doing a quick book review. Whoa, there we go. Pop that up a little bit. Yeah, so one of the new things that I've been doing, I consume a lot of content information as it is, but I've really been focusing hard on Keystone Habits, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about that and what it does and why it's important in another video. But one of the big Keystone Habits I've been really adjusting and changing is reading. I read a lot as it is. A lot. Anybody that knows me, I always got a book, or I'm always reading, or I'm always like consuming podcasts. I'm always watching, listening, learning, meeting people, networking. I just think it's so important in order to really continue to progress because we all make decisions based off of what information we presently have at any given time. And I want to make better decisions, especially for my own personal business, plus the brokerage and everything else. And I think the only way that I can really make better decisions or more intelligent decisions or pick better paths, ideally with less pain, right, is if I haven't had that experience, I try to read something in order to gain some form of experience in order to make better, decisions. I started getting into that, and the reason why I consume so much information and content while I was in the Marine Corps, that's what I would do. So instead of saying we're going to go to war and just going blind, it's kind of taught that you start reading war-based books or really anything that's going to help you out with if you. So I remember like when we were in peacetime in the 90s, there was no war. We were basically had the commandant's reading list where we would read information, content, or whatever to help frame your mind. So if put into the position, you can at least have something to draw from as opposed to having nothing to draw from. So anyways, long story short, I'm a big fan of social media. We actually built our business in the beginning off of social media and cold calling. And, I'm trying to go deeper right now. I got a bunch of books sitting right over here. I read a lot on it. But I wanted to start getting deeper into people that have found success. So it started, the book I'm going to be talking about is a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, and it's Why Now is the Time to Crush It. Cash in on our passion. Cash in on your passion, right? And of course, the author is Gary Vaynerchuk. I read one of his books, I've read one of his books, and it was fantastic. I got it over there. It's Ask Gary Vee. I listened to his podcast, or I started listening to his podcast about 2 months ago. Fantastic podcast. And I just was curious. I wanted to start going deeper into what he was saying. So this was the first book that I wanted to read. He has a newer book that's out, and I want to read that one as well. But I wanted to read this one first before I went to the newest one that he has. And I tell you, it was an eye-opener for me. If you're looking at trying to understand social media, the opportunity and options that are available to you, how to start framing out what you're doing, and potential ideas for a real estate business specifically, you got to read the book. So what I typically do, which I've mentioned on previous videos, I buy the book. I also buy the audio. Because I think your body or our brain consumes things in different ways. So being able to tangibly hold something, look at something, and read something, and you're doing your own internal dialogue as you're reading something, helps you learn one way, right? But being able to like go driving, which I drive a lot. I'm always on the road, or I'm on my motorcycle or something, and being able to listen. And as you can see, I usually have headphones on. I usually take them off for the videos. I was about to, but it's stuck in my chain. I wear a chain, right? But I'm always listening. I'm always listening to something. And it's another way of basically consuming content information. And that's what helps me retain a lot of what I listen to. I retain better because I'm actually reading and listening to it at the same time. I just downloaded another book, and I'll talk about that in a different video. But this book in particular, here's what I really got out of it. First one, it is just an empowering book. It's very motivating. I don't always like motivational type books because I think sometimes motivation is false and you get pumped up and it's sort of like how I feel about people that go to a bunch of seminars. You get pumped up, but what are you going to do after? What are the actions? What are the actionable steps? What I liked about this book is that it motivated me. It got me excited. It got me moving forward, but then it actually gave me actionable steps. It gave me specific items. It gave me specific places and things where I could start looking and start exploring and start learning from. It gave me parables. And it also gave me examples. It's like, okay, so if I'm in real estate, how can I build in an example of what they're doing over here within this specific social media space in order to create a profit or generate a profit? And I mean, it was world shaking for me. Fantastic book. This book motivated me so much. I don't know if you all can see that. This book motivated me so much. I started downloading all of his books. I'm downloading all of them. and it's so easy to listen to. So Gary Vaynerchuk actually is doing the reading. Now, this is why I like the audiobook. So I read the book, but the audiobook, in my opinion, was better. The audiobook, he riffs on a lot of stuff. So if you've ever listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, he really talks about a whole lot of extra stuff. And that's what I got out of the audiobook specifically, because it's one thing to read it, but when you have him and he says, I'm going to stop for a second, and he does it over and over and over, and he goes deeper into it. Another person that does a lot of that is Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone did that a lot in his books as well, the ones that he did the audiobooks on. So anyways, I'm a huge fan. If you want to get pumped, if you want direction, if you want step-by-step, if you want examples, if you want parables, if you really want to start digging deeper into social media and how you can build your business around social media or using social media platforms to continue to chase your passion as a real estate agent or a real estate business, however you want to look at it, I think this book is kind of a no-brainer, and you absolutely need to read it. I'm probably going to read it again. I took a ton of notes the first time. I'm probably going to read it again after I finish up the next one, which is Crushing It. So that's the next one I'm going to be listening to and reading. And I tell you, it's a very powerful book. And to me, this should be a required book for all real estate agents. And let me tell you why. Pretty soon, real estate agents, for those of you, especially, and here's the thing, the people that watch my channel, the people that watch the Real Estate Blitz, you get it. That's why you're watching Real Estate Blitz. But the majority of agents don't get it yet. They still think that if you go out and hug enough people, or if you're just friendly, or if you join the local chamber of commerce, you're going to get business. They still think that if you put the just listed properties into the local newspaper, that they're really going to crush it. And that's not the way of the world. In fact, because so many agents are doing that, it's opening up opportunities for people like us, right, that are actually like embracing this technology, because that's what people want. That's what people want. It's becoming a de facto standard. But it's also allowing Zillow to take over a huge space. It's allowing these other businesses that are online-based brokerages to come in and undervalue real estate agents and what they provide as far as value, and sell off services way cheaper. And you know what? Again, to me, no brainer. This is an absolute must read if you want to continue to evolve with real estate. And I think that's the key. So to me, listening to this book, it was less about wanting to build some type of online products business, and more about wrapping my head around what I should be looking to do, which is creating an online products business for real estate in a way, because that's where it's going. That is the future of this business, whether it's Generation Xers, whether it's Generation Y, Generation Z, or anybody else. You need to start creating it now. You need to create it not with the intent of trying to make money today. It's more about creating content, information coming from a place of value and love and passion, and creating that so people can consume it to create the eyeballs, because money's always going to fall wherever the eyeballs are. Wherever the eyeballs are, that's where the capital and the cash is. Okay, so anyways, this is way longer of a video than I wanted to do, but this book was really powerful for me, and I'm a huge fan, so I definitely think you should check it out. That's my quick book review in 8 minutes. Typically I do these in 5 minutes, but I hope it helped. And, as usual, if you ever have a question, hit me up. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. I love getting comments on YouTube. Please comment away. I always reply to the comments. I usually don't do it like right away, but it's because this is kind of like a part-time hobby for me, jumping on here, trying to help other agents throughout the nation. But I do always get back to everybody. And pretty soon, so I've mentioned it a few times in the past, and listening to this book made me really excited. So I'm committing to it. I am going to stand up the iTunes channel and start the podcast, so you can listen to this regularly. And then I'm going to be doing 1 to 2 interviews, actually interviewing top producing agents. I've already been lining that up every week. So hopefully the podcast does well. And again, it stays in line with my belief system, which is I'm here. I really want to help more agents actually do good, do better, and actually find success, because I feel like if we don't start rounding or circling the wagons, we're going to be out of business. So this is kind of my way of trying to save the real estate agent community. This is all I can do right now, because of course I run my own business, plus I run my own brokerage and a few other businesses. But this is my way of trying to give back to the agents to help us stay relevant. Hope this helps. Hope you appreciate it. Do me a favor, be sure to share this as well. So if you have not just this video, but the 400 plus videos I have, if you like what you're listening to, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have subscribed to the channel, please share it with somebody else. I just want to help more people. That's all I got today. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.